everyone, Catherine here from Inky Fingered Cat. Those that follow me on my blog, I do a pattern paper project every first of the month, and throughout this year I've been using these pouches of Making Cards magazines papers. I did have an argument with myself and decided I probably wasn't going to do it this month, and then went, no, come on, don't do it, keep the streak going. So I am filming this at 2 o'clock. Well, I'm now doing the voiceover at 2:45. I started at about 2 o'clock on the 1st of November, Saturday, having already put 2 blog posts up today. So yeah, I'm a little bit crazy, aren't I? So I've chosen these really cute papers. I actually only use the one pouch, the one bit that's the sort of like the turquoisey colour with the fabulous dinosaur image, because I then pulled out these Katy Sue stepper cards that are already cut and measured and all the rest of it and scored, so it makes it easy to do them. That's the theory. That's why I bought them, and then I've never used them since. Yeah. I've had these for probably about 9 months now. I never got round to using them, so I found them when I've been doing my tidying, which has taken a bit of a back seat because work's been so crazy busy. But yeah, I found them and I thought, no, I really must use them, and I remembered them when I went to do this. Now, you'll know I am not a measuring kind of girl. I don't really like the measuring elements to things. I get a little bit frustrated with hit the camera. I get a bit frustrated with measuring things and making sure that they're the right size and stuff and following instructions. So I've gone with what looks right rather than what's necessarily the right measurements for this card. I decided I wanted this blue to be my base of the front of the card, so I've tried to cut it so it's just a little bit shy of the original, so you've got a little bit of a white border going all the way round. Is it absolutely perfectly cut? No, of course it's not, but it'll do. I've decided, because this card topper element here with the dinosaur is quite big, I've decided that's got to be the main focal point on the left hand side of the card. But I wanted some pattern paper there too, so I've just popped one panel on with the dotty polka dots, and then the other panel with the focal element on is just going in front. Now I'm going to add that spotty paper to this middle step on the stepper, just to give it some pattern. And then on the final step, I'm going to make this little card topper. I think that these came from different magazines. I don't think they're the same magazine kit. I've paired them together, and I think that they work well together. So I think the pattern paper and this little card topper here with the sentiment on came from one Making Cards magazine. I think the dinosaur image came with a different one, but you know, it is what it is. It works well. And now I'm umming and ahhing about what to do, and I decide I want to put some candles on the front. So I've remembered that I've got these dies that I've not yet used, which are from A Pocket Full of Happiness. I think I got them in the sale at Seven Hills Craft a little while ago, so I don't know whether these are even dies that are readily available or not. I've no idea. But I've decided to make some stripy candles to decorate that front step and have them sort of like jutting out from the top of the stepper. I hope that makes sense. It'll all make sense when you see the final card, or indeed if you've seen the thumbnail for this video. So I've gone with colours of scrap cardstock that were in my stash that worked with the colours on that pattern paper. Good news is it's got lots of different colours on it. It's great. At first I was thinking, I could make this for one of my great nephews, but I ended up putting 3 candles on, and I think Henry is not yet 2. Oh, maybe he is. Oh, I'm now going to have to look at it. Anyway, Hugo is older, and Henry, potentially, that's not next year's birthday. I think it might be the birthday after. I'm now going to have to go and have a look and remember how old he is. Goodness me, yeah, I think he is 2. So this might be very in advance for Henry's birthday for next year. You never know. Right, I had all sorts of problems with adhesive whilst I was making this card, because my ATG ran out of tape, my glue was jammed. I mean, there's not much glue left in that glue bottle, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, I was not having an adhesive friendly day. I chose to use the 3 different colours and just do the horizontal striped candles rather than do the vertical striped candles, which you can do with this die set. I went with all horizontal, but I did mix them up. So I kept them in the same order, but I just changed which one went at the bottom so that they all 3 look different candles, if that makes sense. I'm adhering them to the white cardstock. It is a bit messy. I am absolutely not the best at doing fiddly die cut things. I think I've not got the patience, and my hands then start to be a little bit shaky, and so I get them and then I move them. I'm just not the best at these sorts of things. So there are definitely people out there who do a much better job. I think what would be easier is to perhaps have cut these from something with maybe some self-adhesive tape on the back. That might have been easier, I don't know. We'll see. So there's my candlesticks. I am now going to do something with those flames. So I've cut them all out of the same yellow, but you can see probably just on the picture that is on the packaging that I'm using as my guide, they've done them as sort of like 4 different colours. So I'm using my Pro markers just to colour in 1, 2, 3 of the different shapes. I keep one as the base, as it was, and the rest of them I do with different colours of sort of orangey yellows. I think there was like a coral and a oatmeal or something like that. So it was just to colour them up so that they're slightly different colours. To be honest, on the final card, I'm not sure how well it shows because I then go over it with glitter glue. But, you know, it was me attempting to do a colourful flame that actually represents something slightly more realistic than what I would normally do, which would just been a yellow blob. So these are quite dimensional little flames. I think they're really cute. I don't think you need to put all 4 layers on to work. I think you could absolutely do very basics and just do 1 layer, or just do 2, or do all 4. I then use my grey Pro marker just to do the little wick of the candle, because if it's burning, it's not going to be white. And that is my 3 candles done. And I'm going to stick those to go on the front step of the stepper card. You can see one of them just moves around and smudges a little bit, and then I'm going to stick something heavy on it until it's given itself enough time to start to adhere. And now I'm going to decide, do I want something else? So I contemplated putting Henry's name on it, I'm not going to lie. And now I've realised I probably could have put Henry's name on it because potentially his birthday is next year, is his 3rd birthday. How time flies. That was me putting the glitter glue on the candles. But I decided instead to go with the Lawn Fawn scripty Happy Birthday, which for those that have been seeing my haul shares know, I bought the outline ones not realising they were outline ones. And so I've had to then buy the Happy and the Birthday separately, which took a little bit of doing because the Happy, unfortunately, was out of stock for a while. But I have now got all of it. So this is the first time of using all 4 dies how they're meant to be used. I was like, yes, finally I've got a reason to use it. Because it's quite a big font on this Happy Birthday. This is me nearly making a mistake. So there we go. I have recently changed my die cutting plate so that the top plate is one that I don't cut into. And I realised that, and so I turned it over and then realised that the scrap cardstock I was using had got printing on the other side. So still fine to use, but don't cut it so that the printing is the bit that you're going to see on the card. So that was a lucky save, that by realising I was about to cut into the wrong side of my die cutting plates, I managed to realise I was going to cut into the wrong side of the paper. Oops. Right, I think this is towards the end now. I am literally just going to be sticking my Happy and my Birthday down, and I am done. I really like this card. Am I going to actively want to use those stepper card bases? Probably not, because they're still a little bit fussy for me. But it did make it easy. I didn't have to do measuring. I didn't have to decide how to cut it so that it made the the stepper shape, and it makes a really interesting card. So if this is for Henry's birthday for next year, happy birthday, Henry, for next year when you might turn 3. I'll have to go and look up how old he is. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, though, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.